Yeah, so we've looked at the normal hip. It's obviously in quite basic terms here, but what sort of diseases are we looking at that might be an indicator that we might be looking at hip replacement?
So I have another slide. So I think that there are different diseases where total hip replacement could have an indications and affecting the hip. The main one, the one which is quite common, is the hip dysplasia. So what is hip dysplasia? It's usually we try to define the hip dysplasia as some kind of laxity that leads to osteoarthritis and remodeling of the joint with time. So hip dysplasia is the most common cause of osteoarthritis in the dog and likely in the cat as well. A lot of dogs, the treatment indications for hip dysplasia, if conservative management, etc., has failed, and we'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah. Total hip replacement will be one of the treatment for those for this disease. So here a few pictures of hip dysplasia, early phase of the disease. The ball that is supposed to be into the socket is out, and that's the early laxity, early hip dysplasia. And here that's a more advanced stage of hip dysplasia, and you can see that now you have a lot of remodeling of the head, a lot of osteoarthritis, some bony proliferation. So that's the most common presentation, hip dysplasia in dogs. And then you have more.
Before you carry on, you said the word remodeling. So can you just quickly, briefly explain that?
Yes, so it's a change in the shape of the joints and the structures into the joints. So for example, on that hip, this dog is a young dog, probably around 8-9 months old, and you can see a round head. And then with the age, there is a flattening of the head, and you can see that there is a mushroom shape. So there is a remodeling of the shape, which came from a nice round shape to a kind of mushroom shape with filling of bones at different level of the bone. So that's what we call remodeling. For the acetabulum, for example, the socket part, here the socket is now filled by bone, and that's something that will develop with time on dogs affected by osteoarthritis, depending on the severity of the radiological signs.
Yeah.
So then you have something which is less frequent, other pathology, that they are what we call aseptic necrosis of the femoral head and neck of the femur. It's on small breeds like Westie, for example, and you have some kind of necrosis. It's probably a genetic component. And then you have some kind of hole and then collapse of the head, and those dogs are usually quite painful, and same thing, different treatments, but one of them is the total hip replacement.
Yeah.
Other pathology that we treat would be like, for example, fracture. Some dogs having a trauma and hit by car or road traffic accidents, then they may have fracture, like for example here it's not round anymore and you have a defect here. This defect is so small that we won't be able to repair, and if we leave the hip like that, then very likely these hips will look like this one, and